Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Village of Bartlett Board meeting for December 5, 2017. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Kammer?
Present.
Carbonaro?
Here.
Daney?
Here.
Cabrera?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
Ranky?
Here.
President Wallace?
Here. We've requested that Pastor Tyrell do our invocation this evening. Pastor Tyrell, please.
Let us pray. In this season of anticipation and hope, we ask, Lord, that you invade and calm any divided loyalties, that you invade and calm any scattered attention. It is a busy time of year after all. We ask that this meeting be about not ourselves as individuals, but for the good of this community. We pray this night to focus on the business at hand and to fully recognize its impact. May your Spirit abide and guide with grace this night and these days. Amen.
Amen. And please remain standing for the posting of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Police Department's Color Guard.
Tail. Attention. Ready? Fix. Prepare colors. Post. Recover. Present. On. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms.
You can be seated now.
Ready? Face. Already? Face. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. Left. 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 Right.
All right, that's a good way to get our meeting started. Next item we have this evening is our consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered enacted in one motion. There'll be no further discussion on the items that are on the consent agenda. At this point, would anybody like to add anything to our consent agenda?
Could I add A1 to the consent agenda?
No.
Does anybody have any discussion about the 214 South Oak Avenue land acquisition? Anybody have any comments or questions about that? All right. Anything else?
Can we also add item F1?
Wayne Township mosquito agreement. Anybody have any questions or discussion about the mosquito agreement? All right.
I'd also like to add E1 and E2.
Anybody have any questions or discussions about the amendments in the ordinances that we've read over?
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Both, or one, or the other? Or? Well, if you have any questions, we'll just leave it off.
All right.
And Mr. President, I'd like to add the C1, 2018-22 Capital Improvement Program, which we've discussed.
Were you guys anticipating any more presentation on that? This is just for the approval, right?
That's it.
Anybody have any questions or issues about the capital improvement plan? All right. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to amend the consent agenda to include the following. Consent this evening will include the minutes from our Truth in Taxation public hearing, November 21, 2017, the minutes from our board and committee minutes, November 21, 2017. The consent this evening will also include the bills list from December 5, 2017. The consent will be adding the Planning and Zoning Committee number 1, A1, the 214 South Oak Avenue land acquisition. On consent, we'll be adding Finance and Golf Committee, C1, 2018 to 22 Capital Improvements Program. Consent will also include C2, Computer Replacement Program Purchase, C3, Brewster Creek TIF Developer Note number 4, Payout number 3. The consent will also include License and Ordinance Committee, creation of Class B liquor license for Ambrosia Greek Eatery. And the consent will also be adding under Public Works Committee F1, the Wayne Township mosquito agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Hopkins, seconded by trustee Camera. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Carbonaro,
Yes.
Daney,
Yes.
Cabrera,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Rinky,
Yes.
Camera.
Yes.
That motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved by trustee Daney, seconded by trustee Carbonaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney,
Yes.
Cabrera,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Rinky,
Yes.
Camera,
Yes.
Carbonaro.
Yes.
That motion carries. That brings us to the treasurer's report. There's none this evening. President's report, I have one proclamation, which is the Illinois Bicentennial Proclamation. A proclamation to kick off the year-long celebration leading up to the Illinois Bicentennial in December 2018. Whereas Sunday, December 3, 2017, marked Illinois' 199th anniversary and the start of a year-long celebration to commemorate our state's 200th birthday on December 3, 2018. And whereas Illinois Bicentennial will remind us throughout the upcoming year that every day in Illinois, amazing things continue to be born, built, and grown, and that throughout its long history as a 21st state, prominent Illinoisans have influenced American achievement, culture, innovation, and more. And whereas the village of Bartlett took its official place in Illinois more than 125 years ago, incorporating its own complementary history in the state where the largest Native American city once thrived, where the most trains crossed, where the biggest fair in the nation's history was held, where the biggest restaurant company, biggest makers of mining equipment, aircraft and tractor are based, and where hundreds of startup companies continue to add to the hum of industry. And whereas the Illinois Bicentennial is an open invitation to inspire pride in our home state and an opportunity for all of us to reflect on what makes Illinois great and how we can help lay a foundation for another 200 years of growth and prosperity for future generations. Now therefore I, Kevin Wallace, President of the Village of Bartlett, Cook, DuPage, and Kane Counties, do hereby resolve that Bartlett endorses the efforts of Illinois Bicentennial and encourages our Bartlett community, our residents, businesses, civic organizations, and our cultural institutions to celebrate in the upcoming year by visiting Illinois200.com and participating in the many events and projects that spotlight our state of Illinois, dated this 5th day of December 2017. I do so proclaim. Next on our agenda this evening, questions. Anything come up? It's an awful quiet group. Town Hall, does anybody like to address the board at this time? If you would like to address the board, please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes.
3 minutes? You really want 3 minutes? John Elenardo with Frederick Quinn Company. Just here to give you 30 seconds of construction updates since the last time we were here. As you can see, you don't have the biggest house on the lot anymore. The police station roof is going on, the plywood's going on, so the structural steel framing, concrete work are nearing completion, and we're in the process of working to get the building under roof over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks so we can continue on the inside of the building. The weather's been decent, better than decent up until yesterday, and we were able to take advantage of it over this past weekend. We worked Saturday and Sunday to take advantage of the weather to try and just make up for some of the time we lost earlier in the month. Continue to make good progress, and the coordination amongst ourselves and Williams and the police department is good, so we're moving along. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Anyone else like to address the board at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to the standing committee reports. First standing committee report this evening is in the Planning and Zoning Committee, Chairman Hopkins.
Thank you, President Wallace. Item A1 was covered under the consent agenda, 214 South Oak Avenue, the land acquisition. So that's all we have.
Thank you, Chairman Hopkins. Building Committee, Chairman Cabrera.
Thank you. There is no report for the Building Committee this evening.
Thank you, Chairman Cabrera. Finance and Golf Committee, Chairman Daney.
Mr. President, we had 3 items on the agenda. They were all covered under consent. That's all we have for the evening.
Thank you, Chairman. License and Ordinance Committee, Chairman Kammerer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our items were also covered under the consent agenda.
Thank you, Chairman Kammerer. Police and Health Committee, Chairman Carbonaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have two items under our agenda tonight. The first one is an ordinance amending Section 5-5-6 of Title V of the Bartlett Municipal Code, which which was amended to prohibit the sale, delivery, purchase, and possession of alternate tobacco or nicotine products to or by anyone under 18 years old. I move to approve ordinance
2017-153.
2017-153, an ordinance amending Section 5-5-6 of Title V of the Bartlett Municipal Code. Is there any discussion?
Need a second?
Second.
Moved by trustee Carbonaro, seconded by trustee Daney. Is there any discussion?
Well, it occurs to me that as we look to protect the youth in our village, and we know that there's obviously a hazard with smoking, but I'm also very concerned about the alternative tobacco and nicotine products, and just curious about the ordinance as far as how it states that we restrict that in public property access. In other words, do we allow, e-cigarettes in public buildings?
You have to throw it at us, chief.
Sorry about that. Currently, yes, we do.
We do. Okay.
We, in the second ordinance amendment that's before you, we're seeking to limit that at the school, the use of that by anybody, so anyone over 18, whether you're an adult or a minor, you wouldn't be able to use those types of products on any school property within the village.
So it is not considered a cigarette inside of a public building? The
Not,
ordinance doesn't read that way.
not under this proposed amendment, no.
All right, just wanting to know. I mean, if it's a health issue for the kids, it seems like it could be a health issue for adults. Just curious about that.
Anything else?
So do you think it should be banned from public buildings?
I would be in favor of it, sure.
It makes sense if smoking's banned, it should be banned too.
Yeah.
You can do that. I'm not sure it would be this section, probably a separate ordinance, so nothing here would preclude that. But you have the legal ability to prohibit smoking on your property and on public property. I don't know that you could extend that to other taxing districts like the Park District. They may already prohibit it. They all do in their buildings. The question becomes outdoors, in parks and things of that nature. That would be up to them. But relative to your property, you could ban it as well, not just smoking. But that's, a different issue than what we're talking about here.
Is that ordinance going to be reviewed at all, Jim? Were you involved with that, or whoever was involved with that ordinance?
We were taking a look at that, so we can do some more research on what other communities are doing pertaining to this. That's kind of how this whole thing started. We took a look at some ordinances from some other communities and mirrored ours after those. But we can look at the use in public buildings as well if you'd like us to do that.
Okay.
Took a housekeeping approach to this in that our ordinances as they stood didn't even contemplate a vapor, nicotine, or an e-cigarette or anything like that. So we wanted to bring it up to what's available in the market, and then also mirror what the requirements are at the school district with the stadium coming on, and we wanted to be kind of out front that the requirements that the school has for smoking limitations also included the vaping. But we can certainly look at a ban, as you're suggesting.
And just so I'm clear, I feel like I'm getting a little confused here. Are we talking about banning in public, outdoor public places, or just inside public buildings?
I'm more
The school
concerned
district,
about indoors, personally.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about, and that's what we'll come back with is inside
Indoor.
public buildings.
yes.
If we want to vape at any board meetings, we got to do it in the next couple months.
This one particularly pertains to the sale of and use of by minors, so I think that would be the next section if you guys want to hold off on that.
Yeah, there's some discussion on that too, but that one's pretty standard.
Yeah, these two relate to minors and the proliferation of these vape shops and kids going in there. And
We just have,
what this was meant to address.
we just have one in Bartlett now, right? One vape shop?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Cabrera,
Yes.
Hopkins,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
Camera,
Yes.
Carbonaro,
Yes.
Daney.
That motion carries.
The second item we have on our agenda tonight is an ordinance amending Chapter 7 of Title 5 of the Bartlett Municipal Code, which was amended to prohibit the use of alternate tobacco or nicotine products on school property. The amendment includes prohibiting the use of chemicals inhaled or ingested by the user simulating smoking. This includes electronic cigarettes and vape pens. I move to approve ordinance 2017-154,
154.
an ordinance amending Chapter 7 of Title 5 of the Bartlett Municipal Code.
Second?
It's moved by trustee Carbonaro, seconded by trustee Camera. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Hopkins,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
Camera,
Yes.
Carbonaro,
Yes.
Daney,
Yes.
Cabrera.
Yes.
That motion carries.
And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chairman Carbonaro. Finally, for our standing committee reports this evening, Public Works Committee, Chairman Ranky.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have nothing further on Public Works tonight.
Thank you, Chairman Ranky. Does anyone have any new business? Oh, we've got one piece of new business, the Ambrosia Greek Eatery liquor license. And I will entertain a motion with my thing here.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Ranky, seconded by trustee Daney. The clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ranky,
Yes.
Camera,
Yes.
Carbonaro,
Yes.
Daney,
Yes.
Cabrera,
Yes.
Hopkins.
Yes.
The motion carries. A Class B liquor license for Ambrosia Greek Eatery will be issued. And that is it. Any other new business for our regular board meeting?
Mayor, I just wanted to point out that we had the color guard tonight because of the flag from the state of Illinois. It's their special bicentennial flag, and wanted to make a little splash about it.
Very good. Nice. That was a really nice touch. Thank you for doing that.
And I thought it was also nice that we have a new restaurant coming into town that apparently is not interested in having video gaming. So
Yeah.
I was happy to see that.
Any new business? Anything else? Everybody's all fired up about our Christmas party? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the board meeting. We'll be moved right into.
Wait.
Oh.
Get into questions and answers.
Oh,
Number 14. And I have a question about that. It's
Sorry,
number
Rick.
10. We have it on our agenda as number 10. We also have it on our agenda as number 14.
I've been talking about that for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm going to fix that.
really.
Just in case you think of something during the meeting.
Yeah.
After the
In between,
Okay,
think of something
that answers my
between 10
question.
and 14.
You answered my question. I'm very happy now. I'll sleep well tonight.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the board
I'm
meeting.
not done yet.
Second.
I would like to thank the police department for National Night Out. They won second place and was an outstanding event, and I thought it was outstanding. And I need to know, on Route 50, on West Bartlett Road, right at Route 59, there's been a pothole there for some time, and the only reason I'm asking about this is because my wife is ragging me about it constantly. She goes that way every day, and she hits the pothole. So I told her I would specifically ask about that this evening. So do you know what the story is? Is that our responsibility, or?
Speed bump.
It's a pothole.
state.
All right, thanks.
We'll take a look at it. And is it on 59 or West
No, it's on
Bartlett?
West Bartlett Road, just to our side of.
Our side, so east of 59.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a look at it.
Okay. And then I'd like to remind all the trustees, next meeting is the last meeting before Christmas. If we could all please wear our Christmas ties. Yeah, I have one on too, but it's not the Christmas tie I'm going to wear, so.
We need lights on the
Very
ties, too,
Right.
for our Christmas
Extremely
picture.
festive today. And even more to match, which
Is
is.
that it, Ray?
And then, well, Bob Allen's birthday is the 31st of December, and we talked about that at length. And John Peoples, he had a 3-year anniversary, and Paul Peterson was 17 years. So thank you very much for your service. That's all I have, sir.
Very good. Thank you for the recognitions. That's awesome. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the board meeting.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Daney, seconded by trustee Kammer. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Kammer?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Brenya? Yes. Hopkins?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
We are adjourned.